Hello.
Hi, Ms. Smith. How are you?
I'm doing fine tonight.
Good. Go ahead with your question.
My question is, my son's father in Muskogee County, and I'm in Bibb County, and he had my child, which we did not go to court for custody. And I would like to know, how can I obtain my rights to my son also?
The short answer is you need a lawyer. But short of that, I'm going to let the lawyer that does that answer it.
Well, I would agree with that summation. But let me ask you this, Ms. Smith. Were you and the father of your child married?
No.
Okay. And so has the father of your child ever filed what's called a legitimation action?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been to court for any type of custody proceedings at all concerning your son?
No.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 7.
Okay. If you have never been to court, if you were not married, then he is not deemed the legitimate father of your child. And so until he files a legitimation action and you all are in court and custody and visitation is established by the judge, then you should have by default pretty much custody of your son. I'm not sure how the father got custody, if he just came and picked him up and never brought him back. I'm not sure the background, but you are the custodial parent if your child was born out of wedlock and the father of the child has never gone to court to establish custody or visitation rights. And so if you want to give my office a call so I can get more about the background of how the father did come to get your son, then we can look and I can explain to you what the next step would be for you to certainly get your son back. Okay, Ms. Smith, you can give my office a call tomorrow.
And I'm going to run Ashley's number at the end of the show.
And actually, I imagine the longer that Miss Smith waits, the more difficult it's going to be to uproot the child and bring the child
Certainly,
back.
because at 7 years old, the child's then in school and is growing more accustomed to a routine and things of that nature. Right. So she certainly needs to go ahead and exert her rights as the custodial parent.
And when we come back, Ashley, can you talk about legitimizing a little bit? Because I guess a lot of people thought, oh, it's the father signing the birth certificate. I thought that's what it was. I have dogs. I don't know. Going to take a break, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Not due.
Right, call Ashley.
Call Ashley. And real quickly, before we get to Marcus, Ashley, you were talking about legitimization. Is that the correct way to say it?
Legitimation.
Because people always ask me, and like I said, we have dogs, so we didn't, you know.
Exactly. Which are sometimes a lot less trouble. Legitimation, I know we've got some callers waiting, but a father in Georgia, now this actually changed a couple years ago, and now a father can acknowledge paternity at the hospital and not necessarily have to go through the legitimation process. But if that has not occurred, for a father to have any sort of custody and visitation rights, if a child was born out of wedlock, he has to file legitimation with Superior Court Clerk and be recognized as the legal father of the child.
One quick question. If they sign the birth certificate, is that acknowledgement at the hospital, or is there another document?
That's not sufficient, just signing the birth certificate. I hear that all the time. Well, my name's on the birth certificate. There's an acknowledgement of paternity form now that probably 3 or 4 years ago came into existence to try to avoid some of the legitimation actions.
And would that be at the hospital? Would the hospital personnel have that form?
Yes, or it can be signed any point before the child hits 1 year old.
Gotcha. Okay, Marcus. Hi, Marcus.
Hey.
Hi, Marcus. Go ahead with your question.
How y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Yes, I'm currently on child support, and I'm also currently working 2 jobs. And by me working at 2 jobs, they've been taking child support out of both of my checks, and I have overpaid for 5 months. So, and I tried to ask for a refund back, and the corporate office said I'm able to get my refund back, but the local office say that I'm not. So I was trying to see what direction should I go? Should I get a lawyer? Or
Marcus, is it child support enforcement that's taking child support out of your paychecks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you certainly need to go see a child support enforcement representative, and they can correct that problem. But you need to go sit down. It's very difficult to call and get in touch with them. Go sit down with someone and speak to them, or you can call my office and we can try to work that out for you.
And speaking of which, it's a good time. I'm so sorry if you could not get through. I'm going to run Ashley's number one more time. She's in Gray, and you can reach her at 478-936-9842. Or Ashley's website is thebrody-lawgroup.com. Wendell is here in Macon as well, 405-0300, toll-free 1-800-537-3238, or visit Wendell's website, reynoldsinjurylaw.com. I'm so sorry if you could not get through. It's always a popular show, but Ashley's phones will probably be ringing off the hook in the morning. It's good to see you again, Ashley.
Great to see you also. I enjoyed it. Have a great night.
Have a terrific week, everybody.
Opinions expressed on Law Call are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of 13 WMAZ staff or management, nor any legal or judicial entity. The legal information supplied in this broadcast is general information only and is not intended to be legal advice for any given situation. Do not rely on broadcast information without consulting an attorney. Contingent attorney's fees refers only to those fees charged by the attorneys for legal services. Such fees are not permitted in all types of cases. Court costs and other additional expenses of legal action usually must be paid by the client.